All right, we have head coach Brenda Freeze and Ryan Feller. Coach will start, and then we'll open it up to some questions.
Yeah, obviously a really rough, uncharacteristic start in the first quarter, which I thought obviously impacted the results of the game. I think our start going 1 for 9 and in that first quarter is really unlike us. The foul within 40 seconds to Diamond really impacted our team, and they came out and were really aggressive. Obviously, they were on fire in the first half, which was difficult for us in every regards. You saw us trying to switch different things defensively and trying to get into some kind of rhythm. Transition, they crushed us in every area there. So that was disappointing, but I think, proud of the second half. We won the second half. I thought our bounce back in the locker room, just a little bit too much, of a gap against, you can't spot a team like Iowa, the amount of points that we allowed in the first half. And obviously we wanted to defend Clark and Czinano, and they had monster games. They were tough matchups for us.
Take questions here first. We'll go to Kareem.
Speaking about that defensive end, you guys have been playing so well on that end in the last 5 games or so. Those two are special, but what did you need to do a little bit differently?
Yeah, it started in trans D. I think that's where our confidence got shook. So, then that just allowed for a lot of mistakes where we lost trust in our defense. And they rim run us were very aggressive in transition, which ultimately cost us a lot.
Makes sense.
Well, when you run the court as hard as their bigs do, that gave us fits. And then you've got obviously Clark in the mix and her abilities, and then shooters that can spread you out. So again, are you going to take the shooters? Are you taking the rim run? So that it impacted us greatly. And then, when you're taking quick shots that lead to runouts, that hurts you as well.
We'll take questions for Cheyenne so she can shower. If anybody has any other for Cheyenne, bring them.
Hey, you never know when to talk about yourself, but expect that for a loss, but career high 26. You were aggressive out of the gate. What were you trying to do on the offensive end that worked out for you today?
Just be aggressive and go downhill. Our guards are a little bit undersized, so I knew I had the height advantage, just trying to attack them and be aggressive. So, yeah.
Yeah, what was going on with Clark? I mean, what could you guys have maybe done a little differently?
I think we could have been in her space a little bit more. I mean, obviously you're trying to guard her, and she draws a lot of attention. So there's a lot of miscommunication on defense, I felt like. So, yeah, you got to stay attached to that girl's hip because she's capable of going off for 40 just like she did. So.
Anything else for Cheyenne in the room? Lauren, we have time for, we have two questions on Zoom for Shy. Go ahead, Dylan. Yeah, let me turn it up.
Hey, Cheyenne. There was a play where Caitlin Clark went to the line and Diamond said, "Hey, wait, it should be Cesaro." Went shooting after you had fouled her. Were you surprised as well when you saw Caitlin Clark go to the line instead of Cesaro? I'm just curious if you could walk me through what happened really on that play.
It was just a sneaky move. I didn't notice it. Thank God Diamond caught it, but I just felt like the ref should have seen that a little bit earlier, but it is what it is.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Cheyenne, I want to go back to the third quarter. You guys, cut the lead down to 10, and then Diamond picks up fouls 3 and 4, pretty quickly. Just what did that do for you guys on the court?
Diamond's a leader, so we kind of just have to pick up our energy when she goes off the floor. So we kind of tried to do, and you saw that in the second half. We played a lot better, but ultimately we digged ourselves too deep of a hole.
Thanks, Shay.
Yep.
Gotcha. Thanks. We'll take questions. Any more questions for Coach in the room? Yeah, I got it.
I just also on the flip side of offensive end, more turnovers than you typically like. That never got into the flow that you usually do. Was that just a product of a lot of fouls, or what do you guys think you do differently?
Yeah, we rushed shots. I don't think it helped us early when we started the game 1 for 9, and they were allowing defensively just a lot of gaps, and again, I thought that first quarter psychologically really had an impact on us, which has started impacting missed layups and open shots. So all things that we can clean up and control the next time we play.
Obviously, this isn't the first time you've gone up against Clark. Is there anything that really stands out to you that's different about this Iowa team that made them that much harder to beat?
I think that the difference for her this year is she's just a lot stronger. She's a lot more durable. The time that she's spent in the weight room this season, she's a once in a lifetime type of player. A pleasure to watch play unless you're scouting her and going against her. So she can do so many things well, clearly, and had just a huge night. She's a special player.
We have time for a few on Zoom with our folks back home.
Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Coach, before the game, you talked about how, there's a need to make Clark work on defense, and Abby talked about it, sorry. But I was just wondering, Cheyenne had a great game, but it seemed like they kind of hid her away from her. How do you guys think you did that in that aspect in terms of making her work on defenses? And is there anything you could have done better on that end offensively?
Well, I mean, they threw a lot of different looks at us, between their zone and their gapping in the man. So, box and 1, triangle and 2, a lot of different looks. So, they try to throw a lot of different rhythms off for you. So, again, I think it's going back, watching film, being able to see what things we can improve on for the next time we play them.
Go ahead, Paige.
Cool. Hi, Coach. I was just wondering if you could go a little more into what you guys talked about in the locker room in between the first half going into the second, just based off of how you guys all played and what you guys were trying to focus on going into the third quarter.
Yeah, well, obviously some scheme things. I think, the conversation at halftime was, when you play intimidated, what it looks like. And I thought we, didn't, we allowed the crowd, we allowed a lot of different emotions in the game take us out of how we want to play. And so I think that was the most disappointing. So we talked about a lot of things like that. And then getting back to our trust with our transition defense, our you saw with our press, being aggressive and being able to, like I said, proud of the response in the second half defensively.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Coach, we've spoken before on your team's ability to bounce back, after the 4 losses, you've come back with a win. Obviously, this is a tough loss, but, what takeaways can you take, especially from the second half, and, try to bounce back against a really good Ohio State team that's going to, provide another really good challenge for you guys?
Yeah. Well, this conference isn't for the weak. When you look at all the great talent this year, that's the beauty of it, is we're not going to have long to feel sorry for ourselves with Ohio State coming in, and 4 of our last 7 starting tonight are 2 with Iowa and 2 with Ohio State. So just being able to get in these games, so it prepares us for the Big Ten tournament as well as postseason play. So as long as we can take these lessons, and this team has always been super resilient, watching film and learning, and so I know they'll be ready to play on Sunday.
Thanks, Coach.
Might I ask one more?
Yeah.
It was your first in-person look at Stolke from your old high school. What are your thoughts on her?
Well, I recruited her, and not for very long when she was coming to Iowa. So, I've obviously, seen her between high school and AAU for a long time. She's really improved as a freshman when you can get significant, meaningful minutes. I figured tonight she would have, a lot of minutes to be able to help 17 minutes. And again, she was a big X factor, giving them those 13 points, 100% from the field. Really, really impressive. Doesn't play like a freshman.
We have time for like 1 or 2 more on Zoom.
Let's go to Olivia.
Hey, coach, I wanted to ask you, was there a difference between the kind of plan of attack you had for defense between the first and second half, or was it just a difference of execution?
Was there a different what? I'm sorry.
Did you like go into the second half with a different sort of plan of attack to like limit the Hawkeyes on defense?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with our aggressiveness and our ball pressure and our energy. I mean, you saw, at the beginning of the game, we were trying to, switch things up because we weren't getting it, from the initial jump in the first quarter. So just getting back, dialing up who we wanted to be, again, kind of understanding, Clark and where she was at and Czinano and really kind of having an understanding of personnel that was on the floor.
Last one.
Let's wrap up with Brandon.
Coach, 2 of 18 from 3 tonight. Was it just a situation where shots weren't falling, or do you feel like you guys maybe forced it a little bit?
Tough shooting night for us. I thought they were great looks. They were sagging. So you're not going to get any easier looks than when we had. So, typically we hit those and, you have those kind of nights. I thought, we were able to get on the glass. I mean, 15-0 boards and out rebounding them was pretty important, but, definitely I thought we had great looks to be able to knock them down.
Thanks all.
Thank you.